Welcome to another episode of E&D, Entertainment and Entrepreneurship. I'm your host, Regine Michelle, and our guest today is a powerhouse. She is an entrepreneur, an empowerment speaker, a financial educator, and not to mention a fashionista. And she hails from right here in Long Island, New York. Please help me to welcome our guest today, founder and CEO, Prandy Pericles. So Pran Speaks. Tell us all about what that is, what it means, where it stems from, some of its initiatives.
Well, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for that lovely introduction. Pran Speaks. Pran Speaks is definitely a movement. It's a platform to inspire, a platform where faith meets the love of Christ, and to show people that, you know, there's creativity, leadership, mentorship, and all these things are tied in together with authenticity. So it's a place where, you know, you can live freely and just be who Christ has called you to be and live purposefully.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about your leadership roles. Pran Speaks is one of the organizations that you have founded and you are also the CEO of, but tell us more about other things you are involved in as far as leadership.
As far as leadership, I believe leadership, we all have leadership qualities. It just ties into different areas in our life, whether it be through ministry, whether it be through our jobs that we do or through business, whatever it may be. But leadership definitely is a platform where we have a voice to fulfill those things that we were called to fulfill, and just to stand above all mediocrity and just to lead forward by being a positive person and just having the characteristics of a leader and having a great attitude and just, you know, being able to inspire others through your actions.
Wow, that's awesome. One of the things that you actually just touched on is attitude. Talk to us about how important is attitude, not just in the world of entrepreneurship, but also maintaining a godly attitude in everything that you do.
That's a great question. I believe attitude is everything. Without a great attitude, without a positive attitude, that, you know, you're really setting yourself up for, if failure is a great word, for failure, because when you have a great attitude, a positive attitude, that energy, people want to be around you. They're like, wow, who's this person? Who's Regine or who's Pran Speaks? Mm-hmm. You know, they want to be about you. They want to be around you. They want to know what you're about. And when you're the type of person who doesn't have that, you know, great energy, or you're just like, people are just like, oh no, I'll just stay away from this person. Right. But as a Christian, I believe we have to be bold. And, you know, with our attitudes, we have to embody everything, the fruits of the Spirit that God has, you know, just showing that love and all the great fruits and just being humble in what we do. Because a lot of times when we have a title, you know, it gets to our head and we're just like, you know, floating around and just walking with the humility, I think is a very key component when it comes to our attitude, because that allows God to move within us. Not us doing what we feel like doing, and it's not, sometimes that may lead you to do things that you're not supposed to be doing. Mm-hmm. So I believe when you have a great attitude, it's something that is key, especially as a Christian leader. People want to be around you. People want to be around Jesus. Mm-hmm. They wanted to know what he was about. Right. So I believe when we follow that, you know, that's just as a great guideline to follow, is having that great attitude. So.
You are hitting on some amazing points, and you're kind of right up the alley that I want to be in. I actually want to talk about humility, the attributes of God, the fruits of the Spirit. How important is humility? You talked about boldness, but also that attitude of being humble.
Okay, when it comes to humility, I believe once again, it shows definitely that you're not totally relying on yourself. Mm-hmm. It's everything that God wants you to do, you're just knowing that, all right, I'm going to go forth knowing that it's not by my own strength, that I'm an entrepreneur, that I'm having all these creative ideas and meeting all these great people. Because when you have that mindset, God is going to open so many great doors for you, open up so many places that you've never even imagined. And if you are putting yourself in a place where you're just humble and allowing him to use you, everything is just going to fall into place. So I believe that humility is everything. It's definitely everything.
Okay. See, I have a lot of questions for you, but first I have to stop and pause. I'm loving your outfits.
Why, thank you.
Okay, fashionista is an understatement. Talk to us a little bit about how important it is to not just express yourself, but have that ability to be fashionable, but still be a woman of valor. Talk to us about faith in fashion.
Oh, wow. Okay. For me, when it comes to fashion, I believe it's my prize. It's like my baby. And when you're able to express yourself creatively, because as a young child, you know, I grew up in a Haitian household. Your parents dressed you, so you really didn't have that, you know, creative expression where you could just, you know, dabble into different things. I attribute all this fashionista me to my mother. She's someone who really loves dressing and really loves looking good when you step out. She said, I don't care if you have one shirt, one pair of pants, you make sure it's clean, you make sure you know how to throw it together, and nobody will have to know. You know, fashion to me, it doesn't have to be something where you're buying something totally expensive. It's about, you know, being creative. It's about finding different pieces that exemplify who you are, and you're able to just run with it. So I just love being creative through not only what did I do with Fran Speaks, but through how I look. So I think when you're able to look good, you feel good.
Wow.
It boosts up your confidence. Your back is straightened a little more. You walk with more confidence in who you are, and just makes a person feel complete, so to speak. So
Okay, you definitely look good, and you're making me feel good. So
you look great yourself. I love your ensemble.
Thank you. So from our conversation earlier, one of the things that you said that you do is you provide financial education and financial analyzation. Excuse me. Talk to us more about what you do with that financial education.
Okay. When it comes to financial education, like I did mention before, I did grow up in a Haitian background, a Haitian household. I believe that growing up, especially in a minority community, we lack a lot of things where it entails financial education. So what it is that I do, I provide helping and sharing information with especially women and youth in our communities when it comes to the minority communities, because I feel that when you're in business, it's not just about being having the mindset and just knowing, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. You need to have the financial stability to know how to stay in business. Because a lot of times that's how you see a lot of people start businesses, and within the first 5 years, it fails because we had the great idea, but we never had the business concept to know how to have a successful track record and stay in business and have the money coming in, having the money work for you. So when it comes to financial stability and what it is that I provide, I help show individuals that, you know, you can actually make money, save money, and invest it. There are different components to that. So it's not just one. A lot of people think that you could save money, but if you have an emergency tomorrow and you deplete your savings, you're back to ground zero. So you need to have that stability where you're an entrepreneur, you're in business, and you're an investor. You have the money working for you, because money never calls out sick.
Right.
It never goes on vacation. It just works for you. So I believe that's important to have in our communities, and also when we're in business as well. So.
Okay. I feel like every time I talk to you, you're like a wealth of knowledge. What are some of the things that you do? What resources do you take advantage of for your own self-development? Do you have like favorite scriptures, books, podcasts? What do you do for self-development?
Well, I do a lot of things. I do a lot of different things. First and foremost, I know that it's definitely important to not only develop professionally, but it's also important to develop personal development. I read a lot of leadership books. I read a lot of self-development books. Right now, I'm reading "Developing the Leader Within" by John Maxwell.
Okay.
Harvey Eker, the Millionaire Blueprint, knowing exactly what it is that we were taught about money as far as our blueprints. Bishop T.D. Jakes, you name it. It's just a wide variety of things. I do listen to podcasts, Steve Furnick, T.D. Jakes again, just a lot of different people. I like to be very broad with what it is that I use to help me improve as an individual and as a person. So I think it's a variety of different things.
You brought up a lot of notable names. You seem very well-rounded when it comes to that. I want to talk about the power of your voice. So you're an empowerment speaker. Financial wealth, you empower when it comes to self-empowerment, women empowerment. You talk to minority groups. You speak to hundreds of people on a weekly basis. Talk to us about the power of your voice.
Wow. I believe the power of my voice is something that cannot be stopped. It cannot be shut down. It cannot be muted. Because not only is it something that's verbally, but through action, through creativity, the voice that echoes throughout generations to come, the voice that stands for Christ, and it's something that will inspire other women, other youth, other people to say, wow, I never knew I could do that. Because you did it, I'm going to step out into who it is that God has called me to be. Because a lot of times we feel, for me personally, I felt when I was growing up, I felt like my voice was not needed to be heard. I felt that I had to dumb myself down to meet societal, whatever society wanted me to be. You know, I feel right now that God is just leading me into a path where I'm just going to be somebody. I am somebody who is going to be a world changer, a chain breaker, you know, to be able to do the things that I personally never thought I would be able to do. So it's definitely something to be reckoned with, and we'll be hearing it globally. So
I definitely look forward to hearing that. Okay, Habakkuk 2:2. It says, write the vision, make it plain. Talk to us about the importance of having vision and keeping God in that vision.
Wow. So having vision is something that is crucial, especially when you're walking into the path that, you know, as far as being an entrepreneur or whatever it is that you want to be. Having a vision, it helps you dissect areas of your life. Because if you have no vision, what is it? Have no vision. The people perish because they have no vision. You need to know exactly where you're going. If you have no vision, that's like trying to hit a target behind you, but you can't see it. So you need to definitely know exactly what it is that you want. How is it that you're going to attack these things and get it? Because if you're just playing it by chance, chances are you're going to miss it. Then you're going to turn around and look at life like, wow, how did I miss that? I was supposed to do this. I was supposed to do that. We definitely need to write it, and you need to vision in color. Have your dream boards. Not only write it down, dream boards, know what you want, something tangible that you can touch, you know, to really move closer to that thing that you see. So vision is crucial.
I absolutely agree with you. Absolutely. The next point I want to talk about, so in the Bible it says, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these. Okay. Speak to us about the importance of self-love.
Self-love is very important.
Okay.
Because how could you love? You're the most important person in your life, frankly. And if you don't treat yourself well, how is it that you're going to treat others well? It's merely impossible. You have to know the importance of you. Respect yourself. Love yourself. Because the way that you treat yourself is the way that you're going to treat somebody else. So if you don't love yourself and you're not walking with that authority and knowing who you are, you can't really show that compassion and love to others, you know. And that's something that Jesus Christ came here to show us, that true love. He loved us so much. We that were created in his image, you know, and with the humility, comes off his throne to die for us. That's love. You know, love is something that it's unconditional. You need to have that unconditional love for self, and so that it can be shown through whatever it is that you do to other people. So self-love is crucial.
Wow. Okay. I know we're kind of jumping around a little bit, but I want to hear just about everything that you have going on, different pieces of that. I want to jump right into change. Life is forever changing. The times are forever changing. As an entrepreneur, how vital is change?
Change is something that is required.
Okay.
If you want to grow, you have to change.
Okay.
Without change, we would have never known what a butterfly is.
Right.
It has to go through different phases in life. Without change, we would have never known what snow is. It's snowing right now. It has to go through different seasons, in order for you to grow and develop. Without change, we would not even know what the moon is. You change from night to day and day to night. So I think change is something that is inevitable. Change is something that happens. But a lot of times I feel that we as human beings, we resist change because of fear of the unknown. But what change is something that has to happen in order for us to grow.
Okay. You are definitely an inspiration. For other young women or just young people growing up or despite any age, what can you tell to the aspiring entrepreneur who's following perhaps in your footsteps? What advice would you give them?
Well, I would definitely say have self-love.
Okay.
Have self-love and just move forward despite of whatever people might be saying. Because we tend to try to please people. I can definitely attest to that. I used to try to be a people pleaser and do what it is that I thought other people thought I should be doing instead of walking in the true authenticity of me and knowing that, I'm not made like everybody else. I'm made to stand out. I would definitely encourage that person to walk, with the purpose and the vision that God gave them. Because nobody else can understand the vision that God gave you because he didn't give it to them. You understand? So it's like, just definitely self-develop, read, and just be you. There's no greater person to be than yourself because nobody can be you. Even twins that are born in a mother's womb, they have two different sets of fingerprints.
Right.
So being authentically you and just walking in your purpose, and you'll be okay.
Right.
You're going to hit some stumbles, some bumps in the road, but just get back up and just keep moving. As long as you have air in your breath and in your lungs, it's a great day.
Okay. Be you. You. We're chosen, right? We're peculiar. We're royal. Talk to us about how important it is to truly be different, to not try to fit into somebody else's box or what man or people say that we should be. Talk to us about how important it is to live by the word of God and being the chosen people that we are, the royal priesthood that we are.
Definitely with that, again, just being authentically you, because nobody else can be like us. Why would we want to be somebody else? God created us in his image for our own purpose.
Right.
And who better to be than you and just to move forward in the creative person that you are. I don't care if the person has, short hair, long nose, whatever the case may be. There's nobody else, because we're all, I feel that we're living in a generation where, that's being pulled away from us, being authentically us, because you have commercials, you have this, buy this new car, or get this waist cincher, or, look like this, get these bundles, or whatever the case may be. And, these are accessories. Those are things that add on to us. But those are things that should not make us who we are. We are who we are just simply like that. These other things are accessories, so we don't need those things to make us who we are. So we just have to walk in our purpose and just be content with that.
Okay, you are speaking. Do you have anything, any empowerment engagements, any speaking engagements coming up? What is it that we can look forward to in the near future?
Well,
Rubs hands together.
we can definitely look forward to a lot of different things that are happening in the coming year. Definitely a lot of speaking engagements, so look out for that. I have a lot of different seminars that I'm going to be doing, and a lot of different women empowerment groups that are happening, some brunch excitements that are happening. So definitely look out for that, and it's just going to be a marvelous year. my 2018 has already started,
That's
so
it.
I'm excited about that.
Right? Walk in it. Okay. Talk to us about how can we find you? Where are you on your social media? Do you have some websites? Throw it out there.
I am everywhere. Just kidding. I'm soon to be everywhere.
Okay.
You can definitely follow me on at Pran Speaks on IG, Instagram. That's my social media platform.
Okay.
And I do follow me on Facebook as well, Pran Speaks. I don't have any business cards yet. They're in the works, and also my website is in the works.
Okay.
But definitely you can email me if you have any questions, any speaking engagements or things like that at pranspeaks@yahoo.com.
Okay.
So those are my platforms, and it's growing, and I'm excited. So yes, follow me.
Okay, it was such a pleasure to have you today, a pleasure to talk to you, to hear about all the different endeavors that you have going on. Welcome back. Oh, excuse me. Thank you for joining us for another episode of E&E Entertainment and Entrepreneurship Style Showcase. See you next time.
I feel like I've never looked over the